morning, Steve Zook here. Welcome back to polkzoo channel and the Guitar Leather System. Hey, this is actually a guitar in my collection. If somebody really loves it, I might be willing to sell it, but it really sounds great. I own about, I'm losing track. I have at least 10 nylon strings, maybe more, but some of these Garcias really sound good. This one's a little rough. I mean, it's got some little cosmetic thing here. Somebody had to fill in a small little thing here, but I love nylon strings with a flame maple back. I think it adds a really nice tone to it. And some of these Garcias really have a nice sound. This is one of them. I just love the tone of this. This is the Model 2. It's probably made in the 60s or early 70s. But you can hear the I play a lot of nylon string with, hang on just a second, my dog wants out, he's demanding. I play a lot of nylon strings with pick because I love people like John McLaughlin and Al DiMeola and people like that. But what I actually want to talk about today a little bit is building technique. I think it's something that really needs to be emphasized, and people don't realize how powerful it is to do this. If you sit down, like I believe, now when I was young, I'm almost 70, I'll be 70 in March, but when I was young, I used to put in 4 to 6 hours a day of scales and single notes and technique development because I had a certain goal in mind. But even today, I try to do an hour or two a day, and if you're really serious about guitar and continuing to grow, because it's a process, it's a journey that never ends, and you need to have, your technique needs to be strong as well as your improvisational skills. So building technique and working on improvisational skills are key. I try to work on my single note technique at least an hour a day, preferably 2 hours a day. Now, the important thing that I think a lot of people don't realize is when you're playing slow and clean, you're building technique. So if I'm just doing this, I like to mute. So if I'm just playing, I recently found this. I thought this sounded kind of cool. So when I'm building technique, I might just sit there. It is redundant, but the payoff is huge. It's cumulative. It's a cumulative process. This simple. Or just, and you can also do it non-muting. But if you do this for, and you just, I mix it up. I try to find ways to keep myself from going too nuts, but I'll work on certain phrases. That's kind of my McLaughlin thing. And sometimes I pick, sometimes I'll pull a note off. I do both. But my point just being, if you sit there and go, you're building technique, even playing this slow. And if you place the accent, bam, it's even better. But you don't have to do it that way. Sometimes I'll just come down like this. You're building technique. Sometimes I'll take a little melody and kind of get a little bit of a classical thing. But my point just being is it's very repetitious, it's very redundant. But if you spend an hour or two every day working on single note technique really clean, your technique's gonna grow. And what's really fun is, like, it takes me about 45 minutes or so to warm up, but then once you warm up, sometimes your technique will just explode. And of course, this is great not just for playing at home, but if you're recording, you got to build technique, folks. Now if you're a young cat listening to this, and you really want to, take your guitar playing as far as possible, you need to put in hours a day of single note technique as well as improvisational skills. And if you really want to develop your improvisation and wake up your musical ear and build a musical ear and build a musical mind, just order the Guitar Ladder System, $199 at steves@guitars.com. Just scroll down. But I like these Garcias. Some of them sound better than others. I'm not warmed up enough to try something really fast. Like I said, it takes me about an hour to warm up. I was reading recently that I guess Pat Metheny warms up for a couple hours backstage before he plays a concert. Interesting. He's a great composer. Seems like a really nice guy too. But yeah, I love these Garcia. I don't know how many of these I own, but I have several with the flame maple back. This one just sounds beautiful, and I just love the look of that flame maple. And like I said, this is an older guitar from maybe the 60s or 70s, but I really like the sound of this one. I think this was the first Garcia I ever found. But it's starting to warm up a little bit. But yeah, and I do simple things. I'm really repetitive about it too, and that's why sometimes when I'll peel a lick off that, is really does show my technique when it's woken up, and I'm warmed up. But I'll do things over and over again, like. Make a little sequence scale. So you have to it's really making the guitar and your technique and your improvisation an extension of your nervous system, as well as, building a musical mind. If you practice the right material, it's cumulative, both for technique development as well as, waking up your musical ear. That's why the Guitar Ladder System is so important, because the Guitar Ladder System helps you build a musical ear, and wakes up, and it's based on the science of neuroplasticity too, and the way neurons connect. And if you do the Guitar Ladder System, you start building a musical ear and a musical mind, and you can take a quantum leap. It's not bullshit. It really works, Now this tuning I love. I keep guitars in 3 tunings: Dadgad, this flamenco tuning, and regular tuning, because I get really bored just doing one tuning, and I'm very inspired by players like Michael Hedges and people like that. But this tuning, you make the G string an F sharp, and then you make the low E a D, and you get that. So I love this flamenco tuning. It comes up with some kind of neat chords, kind of a McLaughlin influence chords. But my whole thing is guitars that punch way above their price, and guitars you don't have to spend 12 grand or 30 grand for. I've got some kind of neat guitars right now, and like like I said, I might be 10-15% warmed up right now, so I shouldn't even try to play fast. But yeah, just working. I do very redundant things like this for an hour or two a day, at least an hour a day. I try to get in more like 2 hours a day, because when you want the technique available, so when you want to use it, it's there, and it's not just going to happen. You got to play slow, clean. Small, short phrases are good for your technique, and I like to mute because it makes you have a little more pressure on the right hand. Also, look at your right hand. Try to be in a straight line with your picking. Try to minimize the movement, But yeah, repetition's the mother of mastery. So an hour or two a day of nothing but single notes, and you can do some picking, some pull off, some just picking, kind of mix it up. But see, just right there, I'm building technique. It might seem like nothing, but I'm building. But yeah, I love these. Like, some of them ring out more than others. This one has a really neat sound. In fact, when I bought this one came from a pawn shop. I don't buy much stuff from pawn shops. It's very rare that I do. I think I was in a pawn shop buying some strings or something, and this guy happened to start playing this guitar, and he was standing a good 30 feet from me, and the sound really carried, and I was very impressed by this. And I've owned a lot of nylon strings, high-end ones, middle of the road. This needs some new strings. Definitely needs some new strings. But yeah, some of these Garcias really have a beautiful sound. I really like them a lot. Again, I'm not warmed up. I'm maybe 10% right now, so I shouldn't even be trying to play the more difficult stuff. But the point I just want to make is just slow, clean. Right there. It's just that simple. Try to come up with little sequences for yourself here. That might seem too simple to be effective, but it's not. If you do things like this for an hour or two a day, you're going to grow your technique, and it's going to explode, and you're going to have it when you need it to play not just fast, but also play with weight, play clean, do interesting phrases. Because what I see a lot with people is, even some really great players, is they seem to have their technique at full bore all the time, but it's really musical to use your technique to make the phrase explode, to make the phrase sound interesting, to make things sound musical. You don't always have to just blast full speed the whole time, you know what I mean? You need to vary it, in the middle of an idea. But yeah, just playing slow. I like muting because it puts more pressure on the right hand. But see, just that, I'm building technique. Melodies. Sometimes you can do pull-offs or just pick it. But yeah, this is a cool tuning. You might want to have some mess around with it. Maybe I'll change strings on this guitar. I own a lot. Well, not really that many guitars. I think I have around 30. But some of them are just kind of inventories. Actually, all of them are part of my collection. I just buy stuff that I think is a great value. And I don't make a lot of money on my guitars, but I love turning people on to guitars where they're really happy with it. But yeah, this flamenco tuning is cool. You just make the G string an F sharp, and you come up with little. Anyway, these strings are stretching. But yeah. Anyway, yeah, some of these I think I've got 5 or 6 of these Garcias. I might sell one of them or 2 of them. I may not. I don't know. I really don't like selling anything. I'm just in love with my stuff, but I love it when really cool people connect with me, and most people that buy guitars from me are very, very happy with what they get. Almost everybody is, because I really pick guitars that have the mojo. I pick guitars that have a great tone and that are really good value for the money, because I think stuff is so high priced nowadays. I recently picked up a Martin 00015M, I think it is. It's an all solid wood guitar, and it's got some flame maple or flame mahogany in the neck, which is really rare, and it really sounds great. That's got a hard case with it. But yeah, I've always got something kind of cool, But I like some of these Garcias, But yeah, if you want to work on your technique, an hour or 2 a day. Simple stuff. Sometimes it's good just to tuck your fingers in on your right hand. Just do, I practice both ways. But even just doing this, I'm building technique. It helps if you accent a note, but I'm building technique. I think some people think they're not building technique when they are, but it's that repetition. You're kind of conditioning your nervous system, you're conditioning your muscles, you're kind of making the playing guitar an extension of your nervous system. The repetition is important. That may seem boring as hell, but when you think about the fact that you're building technique, it feels great, And it does require a lot of repetition to build technique. There's no doubt about it, But when you listen to people that have strong technique, it sure is obvious they put in the time and the repetition. All right, folks, take care. Let's keep the positive faith. You can order the Guitar Ladder System, only $199. It's thousands of dollars of value. It will really give you a quantum leap. It will wake up talent that you don't even know you have, even if you don't have much talent. And I know that's a bold statement, but I'm not kidding. I've been doing this for years, and I've seen some supernatural growth with the Guitar Ladder System. I know that sounds like a bunch of bullshit, but I'm not kidding. I've seen growth that doesn't seem even possible with people with very, very little talent. But the Guitar Ladder System wakes up your musical mind, wakes up your musical ear. It cooperates with the science of neuroplasticity, which is the way the subconscious mind works, and builds, neurons and synapses in your subconscious mind. It helps you to connect the dots subconsciously. It's like you're creating a software in your own subconscious mind that is constantly learning, adapting, growing, learning to develop a musical consciousness. It really works. But you can order the Guitar Ladder System. It's 100 studies. I don't send it all at once. You can order it at stevezookguitars.com. If you really love guitar and you want to discover how far you can really take it, the Guitar Ladder System is the best $199 you'll ever spend. You can order it at stevezookguitars.com. Just scroll down the homepage. But yeah, I like some of these Garcias really, and this has really, really old strings. Again, I shouldn't be trying to play fast because I'm not very warmed up. All right, folks, take care. Keep the positive faith. Stay positive. Practice being joyful. Practice being joyful and happy for no reason, and you will attract more good things into your life, including more money. Ciao.